Hey, y'all, it's Bree Specific from What's the Word. Make sure you tune in every Wednesday, 1 to 3 p.m. here on YouTube and all other platforms as well. Like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, all of that. Thanks for watching. Hey,
what's up, what's the word? Doing in the news ain't been so fly. So, everybody that's at home watching, Camron and Jim.
You just snapped. That was great.
I'm getting flowers for Bria 2025. And then why y'all laughing? Just let me say
I think because me and Chris looked like, oh, he doing his shit.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
That was great.
But now, what they have done, it hasn't been fly. So for y'all at home watching, Camron and Jim Jones is in the beef right now, arguing back and forth on the internet, which started with was it Justin LA Boy LaBoy?
Justin LaBoy.
You could probably start it off before that with when 50 Cent went on
Cam Show.
That's
what I'm saying. Like it started with Justin LaBoy bringing that up because the 50 and Cam Show interview, I don't think. Because if Jim had a problem with that, if it was that was a starter point, he would have spoke out on that, right? When it happened.
But maybe he had a problem with it.
He had a problem
with
it.
It just wasn't public.
It wasn't public. So I would say it started with Justin LaBoy kind of like feeding that information out, and Jim responded to it. In which watching it personally, I don't think it has to be some underlying things that we don't know about for Jim to respond to what 50 and Cam was talking about, because it wasn't that bad. All he just said that if you go back and listen to the thing, 50 was just basically saying like, I had a problem with Camron. Everybody know Jim Jones wasn't really the rapper out the group. And when Jim got the moment with Ballin'. Like Ballin' was a hit record. So 50 was like, oh yeah, Jim is better than Cam. And like some shit he was like, oh, they took Camron, took the bait. These two dudes, if you know anything about that era, like they was really at it, into it with each other. For the fact that them two as grown men up there laughing about some shit that they was beefing about, I feel like that was just growth in hip hop. But the Jim Jones, going back into it, like before I get my take, but going back into it, like Jim Jones responded, "Get off my D," he wasn't feeling it, which led to Camron doing Camron thing. And I know Bree got something to say about this.
I ain't got nothing to say. All I gotta say is I told y'all. I told y'all. Everybody in them comments on that post, y'all know exactly what post y'all was trying to read me for filth on. I told y'all.
Camron did his big one, man. He on Monday, what was that? Monday, he went on It Is What It Is and kind of like went in on Jim, and I don't think that was fly. I don't really like that. I have my personal reasons why I'm gonna chime in, but I just been talking, so I'm gonna get a flow to y'all, see what y'all say.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know too much about the situation, but what I've been seeing, like seeing Camron talk about Jim Jones in like such a demeaning way, just saying like, "Oh yeah, bro, you was like, you said you was a fan. You said, bro, you was a fan of us." I'm like, damn, bro, like I said, I don't know too much about Dipset. Like, I just knew they was fly and they made music. Like, I didn't know like they even didn't like each other to this extent, right? Like, I didn't know. Like, I think Camron got like he don't like Joel Santana either. Like he always.
I ain't know that.
No, if you've listened to they show a little bit, like he always throwing like little jabs at Jim Jones and at Julius. Like I think he said, man, I was in a group. He said one of my members had their teeth falling out and shit. Like,
why would he say that? Like we don't know Juelz was missing his teeth.
I don't know.
But Cam just really got his teeth fixed. His little veneers was a little fucked up a little while back.
This is why I said I told y'all. Like
I don't know, man.
But it's sad.
I just feel like I hate to see. First off, I always hate to see grown men trolling. Like I get it, it's troll culture, but there should be an age cap on like when you could get on the internet and talk about a nigga that used to be your homie.
I don't think that's cool at all, though.
But I also feel like the way Jim Jones responded during the podcast interview, I feel like he could have used his words a little better too.
Because he probably been seeing a bunch of sneak disses this whole time.
I feel that too, but then y'all acting like, this is my biggest thing. Y'all act like y'all can't pick up the phone and call each other. Y'all act like y'all can't pull up on each other. Y'all was in a whole group. Y'all made history together. Why is y'all act like y'all probably still go to the same barbecues, family reunions, birthday parties? Y'all kids probably god cousins, and y'all they play together, grew up. They probably getting married to each other by now. Like y'all act like y'all can't find each other and just talk about it. We do not always want to be in a group chat. I do not want to see Dipset crumbling. They already try to take Black History out the schools, and here y'all go. Tainted what y'all did for hip hop. Do that make sense?
I agree. As an avid Dipset fan, as a person that grew up on Dipset, and that was a big part of my upbringing, it definitely hurt seeing this, right? Definitely hurt seeing it. Like it hurt Wayne. Like I tweeted just like it hurted me to see Wayne go out the way Wayne went out with that Super Bowl shit. Like it's like damn.
Yeah.
You seeing like the OGs go out bad, Puff. Like you seeing Puff go out bad.
Everybody.
But sticking to the Dipset and Camron and Jim Jones. So I'm 50-50 with it, right? Why I'm 50-50 with it, right, is that Jimmy, and it's tough because I'm always say this, and I'm gonna leave it at this. Your perspective on it changed when they say you don't never meet your heroes. You know what I mean? Like your perspective on certain people change. So
I know she's talking about.
Yeah. Oh, man,
so don't meet your heroes. Your perspective on it.
That question you asked me, who's my
most famous father?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So don't meet your hero. So that's what I'm gonna say with that, right? So now when I see his response to it, even though it coming from a place where I know like Jimmy was a soldier and Jimmy was really did a lot for Dipset. Like he really was like putting that on his back. The streets got that respect. Like he did a lot for it. So I could see why he feels some type of way that Cam is all buddy with 50 and they crack the jokes, right? But also me, you know what I'm saying? I don't know this man, and it's my cancer brother, and there's no disrespect to Jimmy, but me being around him and just seeing certain things, I can tell that he ain't really on that mature level as them two gentlemen are. So like Bree said, like when he heard that and seen that, he didn't have to say, "Oh man, on my D and going in," or he didn't have to say, "Oh man, I seen Mase and Cam back kicking it with each other. I seen Mase shit on Cam." He didn't have to get on the podcast to say that. He could have he could feel that way, but you can literally be like, "Man, you know what? That ain't got nothing to do with me." Because I done seen Jim. I done literally seen Jim be on the podcast and interviews, and when somebody asks him a question about somebody or something, he would literally be like, "No, I'm not answering that." You know what I mean? So I done seen him be mature in situations. So that's what it was like. That was a very immature move for him to do that. So you sparked that. But like I said, he's not. Sometimes he's not that much. I don't think he's as got to that point in his career where he's looking at shit like that.
I think,
it could be the fact that, like he said, how Cam be like throwing little jabs on the show, or whatever. He probably be peeping that and be like, this what you want to do? Like this how we could do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, if
I'm not saying
it's
that's
only,
right.
There's only so much you can take, like especially you being quiet about like people you used to hang with. At some point, you gonna speak up, right? If somebody keep throwing dirt on your name, you be like, all right, bro. Like it's like I've been so quiet, like, all right, let me speak out now.
But I also feel like as men,
That's-
even with like the Cam and 50 situation, like if y'all know y'all can bury whatever hatchet y'all had, why y'all can't bring in Jim Jones to just make it a whole collective thing?
And that was a thing that that was a thing that was brought to my attention yesterday. It was a Monday or yesterday. I don't know what day it was, but Mase called on to a radio show. And I got the audio for it. Mase called in to a radio show, and shout out to L. L being the person he is, talking his shit about Mase, right? Which Mase heard that shit, what made him call him to the radio show and talk about the shit. From what
DJ L?
Yeah, DJ L.
He heard him on Spaces or on the radio show?
On the radio show.
What radio show?
It's in my phone.
Got the
L got a radio show?
No, L don't have a radio show. L called into this popular radio show, like this radio audio show.
Oh, okay. We getting sidetracked. But
it's a New York show. So,
okay.
And you know, L is like
real
tapped in with the hip hop. So And it was so crazy about this. L and Mase are friends from Clubhouse days. Like it's a whole background from that. Like
if you friends on Clubhouse, you ain't real friends.
Nah, like we literally had it was meetings that Mase was like had brought a bunch of us in to do some shit. And like so L's and Mase still has a relationship. But here's to say this. L basically was saying like Mase was bogus for that shit. Like that's what I'm saying.
So if Mason L friends, why you calling into a radio show saying your man's bogus?
But this is L. Like L is,
I get that, but you still a man.
Listen to what I'm saying. L was just being L, right? He talking about the situation. You know, he had to tweet about it. He just doing it. He just content. He's a content king. Mase called in, and being Mase who he is, he really said it like, yo, the reason why I didn't say nothing that whole stream and let Cam go on it, because I told Cam, like, y'all should have just talked it out. I was trying to do for, he said, I wanted to do for y'all what I wish somebody would have did for me 30 years ago when he's talking about when him and Cam got into it. Like somebody would have brought y'all together and kind of like how y'all talk it out so y'all want to have this long beef. So Mase was saying, that's why, and he put it in perspective, like, that's why I didn't say nothing that whole spiel.
But that ain't valid because you sitting there eating popcorn while your homie going in on another man. You insinuating that you picked a side. You insinuating like, yeah, he finna do his big one. You insinuating that you the backup singer. You insinuating.
I'm just here for the show. I done already told my man's like, this ain't the way to handle it.
But now you here for the show. That's not.
Because
that ain't valid either.
Just disappear from the show?
No, he could have sat there, but you sitting there eating popcorn is giving. I know what's finna come.
I know it's finna come. How he coming?
You trolling. Yeah, y'all too old. It's an age cap.
I think what Mase did on the troll thing, I don't think that was bad. I don't think.
Man, if I was Jimmy, Mase, where you at?
See, that's
you want to play too?
Let me reel it back because I feel like let me reel it back because we saying even with the Cam response, Cam responding like that lets us know it's already some undertone shit because Jim ain't really say nothing that bad.
Cam response made me feel like he been feeling like this since Jim Jones' grandma gave him that house.
Nah, I feel like if you know anything about that, like, and just in the media, the main person that kicks off everything in the media always be Jim Jones.
Yeah.
It's always Jim Jones.
But that's because nobody really says nothing back to Cam. I think we so used to
Cam don't even really he don't really get it. He don't talk. Think about it. Cam until recently as he became a broadcaster.
Oh, you talking about like from back then?
Yeah, to now.
I mean, but that's
Cam don't do interviews. But it's always Jimmy, right?
Right, but Jim Jones was still pushing. He was pushing his brand. He was in entertainment. He was a reality TV
So now
star.
there's people in our business, and if it's people that's want to know what's going on when we got beef and something like that, it's always Jim Jones
or Joel's.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even really hear Joel's talking.
I know more. I think he's slowing down.
But I
Love and Hip Hop days, yeah, he was talking.
I never watched Love and Hip Hop, so I wouldn't know.
Never?
But like remember when Cam did that live with the Pepsi and all that? I don't know, it was like a legendary live he did on Instagram. He was responding to Jim Jones's Breakfast Club interview. Like Jim Jones went on Joe Budden podcast and was talking about, and other podcasters was talking about the Dipset Locks battle and shit like that. Because the reason why Dipset came out late, because Cam came late. Cam wasn't even, Cam was finna leave and one finna do the shit. You know what I'm saying? So you know it was already some shit that like they not right, they not together. It's some shit that's going on with them. But I think somebody said something on the internet like it's y'all notice that it's multiple Dipset stores selling Dipset merch.
There's Dipset stores.
Like it's multiple people. It's like all right, we got like the Locks, right? Or we got What's the Word, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's going to be one What's the Word centralized store if you want to buy merch. And I think somebody was like, yo, if you go online, like Camron got a link where he's selling Dipset merch. Jim Jones got a link where he's selling his own Dipset merch. There's not like no universal Dipset store.
Dipset?
Yeah, who owns Dipset at this point?
That part I'm not sure. I don't know, but that just shows that there's no unity between in a business move, because if you got people like legendary groups like the Locks they still the Locks. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just a lot of undertone shit that goes on in there. But I do feel like just to wrap this part up, Jimmy being a soldier, how much of a soldier he is, and people know how he put Dipset on his back and how he was moving in the streets and just making sure they was respected. Like, it's a video that I spoke about this years ago when they got into it. Like, yo, I'm old enough still remember watching the Smack DVD when Jim Jones and Camron got jumped and Camron left Jimmy, and Jimmy was fighting about 100 dudes. This video is on fucking YouTube. You can watch it. Lil C's, they was into it with Lil C's now.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I'm old enough to remember in high school watching this, like Camron getting out the gym. They at the basketball court, and him and Jimmy, and they kept rewinding. They're like, look at Camron gone, and it's Jimmy squaring up with him, and Camron took off on his
He ain't
man.
show that video.
You know what I'm saying? So real ones know, like it's real one know. So it's like
it's an ego thing, man. They gotta get out that ego. I hate that.
True.
I hate that because then you get older and you look back and be like, damn, we could have did A, B, C, and D, and I was like, you could have just like y'all could just been so much bigger, like whole new world to like do a resurgence of who you was and like what y'all had, and I feel like they just wasting a lot of potential, man.
It's underlying things, man. Some underlying things that we don't know of because, like I said, how Cam went so hard on Jim on that was uncalled for.
I bet it's over a female. It's always over a female with y'all.
Hey, what's up?